Hey guys, as you may remember, about a month ago we told you a story about how we found a cat in the bushes. More specifically, the cat was found by our Alabai puppy. The cat was infected with some unknown disease. The extent of the disease was so great. Not only were the cat's eyes rotten, but its entire face, including its mouth and ears, were filled with pus. As soon as we picked up the cat, we immediately went to the vet. We will not recount all the events, but they are in the previous video. A big problem was that the cat's eyeballs were rotten from the infection. So we had to perform an operation to remove the eyes and sew up the wounds. By the way, repairing a cat is not cheap. If the cat was found by an old lady, it is unlikely that she would be willing to spend more than her pension. Since then, a lot of interesting things happened to the cat, and we will tell you about them now. After the surgery, we went to the veterinary clinic several times. There, the doctors made a post-operative examination, removed the pus, and washed the cat's eyes. Let us warn you right away, the sight is not for the faint-hearted. Therefore, impressionable people better refrain from watching. Of course, the kitten screamed a bit during the doctor's manipulations, but it calmed down when he stroked it. On the 10th day after the operation, it was time to remove the stitches. The moment the stitches were removed, the cat began to scream unhappily. You have to be patient, little one. And now for the content, for people with strong nerves. After the surgery, the remaining pus was removed from the cat. And then the final irrigation of the affected areas took place. This was the end of the cat's treatment with regular visits to the clinic. For obvious reasons, the cat's eyesight will not return and it is very sad. Therefore, he will have to develop other senses to replace the lost eyes, namely the sense of smell and hearing. But for some reason, out of all the possible options, the senses that have manifested themselves the most are the tactile senses. As soon as you touch the cat, it starts rubbing and caressing you. That's how affectionate it has become. On the other hand, we don't know what he was like in one of his previous 9 lives. By the way, he doesn't rub his feet like all cats do. But when he feels the warmth of his hands, he immediately starts to caress them. And what about the other senses? The cat has not yet learned to orient itself by sound. When you call him, he starts to turn around and does not understand in which direction to move. Most of the time, the cat is static, just sitting in one place. When he decides to go somewhere, he does it very carefully, calibrating each step. His whiskers serve as his antennae. Scanning the room with his whiskers, the cat slows his pace if there is an object in front of him. He then begins to turn carefully in the opposite direction. Hopefully, he will soon learn to navigate better. Another interesting detail: before, when the cat was on active treatment, we fed him only delicacies. Now, to help Fluffy recover faster and gain weight, we added multigrain porridge to his diet. But it is hard to find a cat willing to eat porridge, so we put cat treats in a bowl of oatmeal. It looks good to me, but how it tastes, we will find out from the cat. And he likes it. At least he eats it with great appetite. By the way, guys, this cat doesn't have a name yet. Write your suggestions in the comments. We will give our furry friend the most appropriate name. As we have already mentioned, the cat has been under strict treatment for 2 weeks. All the time, Misha the Alabai, who found him, was actively interested in his condition. Apparently, the cat did not mind the obsessive attention during this period. But when the treatment ended and the cat's condition normalized, his attitude towards the dog changed to the opposite. Now he hisses at Misha and throws himself into a fight, releasing his sharp claws. Because of this change, Misha is confused and sad. But when I come up, the cat calms down and starts rubbing and showing affection again. He recognizes by smell who is in front of him. Considering that the Alabai discovered him, it is difficult to call this behavior grateful. But natural instincts are natural instincts, and nothing can be done about it. In the entire month that the cat had been living with us, we had never taken him outside. It was time to change that. As soon as we started to put the cat in the carrier, he started to resist. Of course he did. He's got reflexes. Probably thinks they're taking him back to the doctor for shots. I think it's symbolic that we're right back where we found him. It's all overgrown with grass though. I don't think he'll recognize the bushes where he spent his time. Or maybe he was here by accident. Everyone knows the story that cats go far away from home to die. Maybe this one did, and we interfered with his plans. Anyway, he likes to climb in the grass, even if he does it blindly. It makes him look a little happy. Cats love boxes, everyone knows that. We know from research that it makes them feel safe. But the first cardboard box we made for him fell apart a long time ago. So we decided to give him a new home. The second home should be more comfortable and practical. Cover the box with carpet, color, and texture similar to the grass. This material is comfortable to lie on, and you can sharpen your claws on it. We lined the box with carpet in a color and texture similar to grass. Now it will seem to the cat that it is in a hole, and the surrounding walls will protect it from any danger. Before we move a cat into a new home, we need to do something we've been meaning to do for a while, namely, giving the cat a shower. After that festering infection, bathing is the most necessary procedure. Of course, he cleans himself quite well, but it still doesn't hurt to give him a bath. First, we put a blanket on the bottom of the bathtub. Then, we turn on the shower and slowly start to wet the cat. Despite his protests, we are shampooing his fur. In a way, it is even good that he does not see any retreats and is poorly oriented in the room. Otherwise, he would try to escape. All cat owners know how they tolerate a bath. Here, he has to endure the procedure with indignation. When everything is over, we wipe the fluffy one well with a towel. Now the cat is clean, if still a little wet. It's time to take him back to the hanger. There he suddenly decided that we hadn't bathed him well enough and decided to finish on his own. Put the cat and box on the table. Once inside the house, the cat came out almost immediately. But after a few seconds, he apparently realized that it was much more comfortable in there and came back. First, he continued to lick his fur, and then he started sharpening his claws on the carpet. Thanks to the choice of material, you can scratch the walls of the house. And sitting on the roof and listening to what is going on around is also quite pleasant. In general, the cat was happy with his new home, and we are happy with him. Since the cat has settled down with us, we decided to give him his own corner in the hangar, where we installed a house. The cat turned out to be very smart and immediately went to his house. He settled down in his territory and did not hurry to go out. Let's not forget the arrangement. Next to the house, we placed a litter box and a double bowl. One compartment is for food, the other for water. The cat devours the food with great appetite and so far shows no signs of being spoiled. And we try to keep an eye on his diet and keep it balanced. By the way, if you remember, in the first days, he could only drink water from a syringe, and with great difficulty. Now he has fully adapted to the new conditions and has learned to quench his thirst on his own. Look at him licking water from the bowl. This is an update on the life of a blind cat. That's all for now today. Bye-bye.